Hi, friends. Thank you so much for joining me on my training with Trello. My name is Nikki. I am a market partner with Monique Global. So I sell naturally based anti-aging hair and skincare. And this is how I stay organized with my business. I love Trello because Trello is a free website and they also have an app. So I can run my business from my computer or my phone whenever I need to. And this is the best way that I've found to keep all of my customers organized. So I want to show you guys how I use Trello. Now, if you are a market partner with me on my team, Hustle and Grow, the very first thing that you'll get when you sign on is going to be my share board. And that's what this is. You'll see here, Hustle and Grow templates. So my templates, this is basically my brain. It's everything that I've learned over the last year and a half with selling Monate. And you get access to all of that information. So it's a lot of really cool information in there if you are on my team. When I'm thinking about my organization, I'm going to keep this very basic and very simple because I understand that not everybody is type A as I am, and not everybody is going to have as much information and detail as I would like to have in my Trello board. So I actually started a new board to show you guys just the basics of how to keep organized with Trello. So the first thing is you're going to want to think of basically your customers. You have people that are interested, and then you've got them signed up as a customer, and then maybe you've got a team board. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create my teams. And for today's training, I'm just going to create a few teams. First team, and when you have your teams in here, you're going to see that they actually will build themselves alphabetically, and I don't want them alphabetical for my purposes. I like to read my board in the order that they're going to be moving through my business, which very first would be interest. So I'm going to start with a 1, and I'm going to say interested or lead. And then I'm going to create boards within this team a little bit later. So first I'm going to just create my team. So my first team is going to be everybody that's interested. My second team, and I'm going to label that number 2, is going to be customers. So hopefully once they're interested in Monate, after they use my borrow basket, after they talk to me about the products a little bit longer, they're going to sign up and be on my team. You can pay for an upgraded version of Trello. However, I feel like the free version works just fine for me. And mine is pretty organized and I have a lot of information. And then I'm going to add in a third, and I'm going to label that 3, and that's going to be my team. You never know, when you start selling your products, a VIP could very well turn into somebody on your team, and that's why I do all 3 of them. Okay, so I'm starting my board. I've got my Hustle and Grow templates. That's my recently viewed. You have your personal boards as well, and then you've got your teams, which mine are in the order that I want them to be in. 1, 2, 3. I've got my interests, my customers, and my team. So interested, I'm going to start with a templates board. So for me, I like to keep templates. Work smarter, not harder. So if there's things that you are saying often to people, frequently asked questions, keep it in your templates board. That's kind of what's in my share group, but I like to have a specific templates. In my personal templates board, I have basically just 2 things. It's how to sign up a VIP and a market partner template. Trello is trying to be helpful and add things in here, and I am not going to take their recommendation. I want to do my own thing. Okay. So we're working just within the interest and leads. So I've got my templates. So these would be in alphabetical order if I didn't label them 1, 2, and 3. And these boards here are also going to be in alphabetical order. I can't remember if they're alphabetical order or how you enter them. Actually, I think it is alphabetical order. So kind of keep that in mind too if you're very organized like I am. So under my leads, I've got templates and then somebody that's interested. This could be anybody. In my head, interested means did they comment on one of my social media posts? Did I meet them at a party and they asked me about my shampoo dealer sweatshirt? Things like that. So if I think that anybody might be interested in a product, I add them to my interested board. So the reason why I'm adding all these boards in first is because I'm going to show you how I move my customers through each of the boards. So I'm basically laying the foundation and then I can start working the foundation. So interested. I do borrow baskets. You guys might do samples. So I like to keep track of somebody once they're interested to the point of actually having a borrow basket. And that way I can keep track of what it is that I let them borrow and how long they've had it. And that way I get my products back. Sometimes if you're doing samples too, if you're giving out a lot of samples, if you do a big ask on social media, who's interested in samples, and maybe you send out 5 or 10 samples, this is a really good way to also keep track of like, okay, who did I give samples to? And that way you can follow up with them. I will tell you follow-up is really, really important with this business. That could literally be the difference on whether or not you rank up to the next rank or not, is whether or not you're following up with people. And then hopefully after they use my borrow basket or my sample, they are going to need to be onboarded. I keep this board for people that's onboarded or they need help. This could be somebody that maybe they were onboarded. I taught them how to use the shampoo, how to wash twice, all the things. They've been a VIP for several months, but maybe their hair's changing and maybe they don't like the shampoo that they're using anymore. I will move them from like their customer, like onboarded VIP group that they're in and then move them back up to needing help. And that way I know to keep track of them and follow up with them again. You don't want to forget about your people, and you can't always keep track of people just through like the emails that Monique will send to you telling you that they have a flagship going. So this is just another really easy, organized way to make sure you're staying on top of all of your people, make sure you're following up with everybody. Borrow baskets. And then last but not least, say you have somebody that's interested, say you give them a borrow basket, but for whatever reason, they love the product, but maybe they just can't afford it or they're not ready to sign up. I do one last board in this group and I label it flash sale. That way, when a really good sale is coming, or comes up, I know to contact them and I can say, hey, I know that you really liked the smoothing line and it's actually 50% off right now. And so I thought maybe you'd be interested in purchasing. And that is just another way that you can turn those no's to yeses. Okay. So now we've got all the people that are hopefully going to be customers of yours. And we're going to go down then to the different types of customers you can have. So you can have retail, which I don't encourage for anybody because there is so many benefits to being a VIP. But we still have them. We still get some retail people, and that's okay. Hopefully they will convert to a VIP soon enough. And then you've got your preferred customers here, so your VIP group. And then I separate my market partners from my team to customers, if they sign up as a market partner and they are just doing it for the discount. I don't encourage that anybody sign up as a market partner just for the discount, but some people do. I don't discourage it either, because I personally signed up as a market partner just for the discount. I told my upline that I was never going to sell, and a year and a half into it now, and I have a pretty strong business. So as I don't encourage people to sign up as a market partner for a discount, I don't rule that out either, because you just never know what somebody will do. Okay. So we can get very detailed with these boards. I'm a visual person, so for me, having them all look the same would drive me crazy. So I'm just going to show you really quick how you can distinguish the different boards and have them be fun and unique. So like my borrow basket one, my picture is of baskets. A lot of my boards are hair related. So you can go to these photos, and the flash sale one for me, let's see, if you put in flash sale, maybe you'll get something that says sale in it, and that's kind of fun. Like that one. So how great is that? If you are kind of in a hurry and you know there's a flash sale and you want to reach out to everybody that is interested and just hasn't purchased yet, and you can go straight to flash sale. So that's just a way to kind of set these apart. Okay, so as my market partners on my team, you'll get access to these templates. So for time purposes, I'm just going to steal one of these templates in here really quick, and I'm going to throw them into my templates under the lead team. When I first started out with Monate, I was very wordy. I had a lot of information that I would give my potential customers, and really less is more. And so these boards, when I first started my Trello, it was a lot of information. And I really tried to simplify that. What is happening here? Since it's recording. Okay. So what's really neat about these is these little 3 dots here. They allow you to copy and move all of these, which is really, really nice. I apologize. My internet is so slow right now. Page unresponsive. Okay, let's give it a second. Here. Here we go. Okay, so you can add a card, you can copy the list, you can move the list, you can sort the list, you can delete the list. But what I like to do is I'm just going to copy the list, create list, and then I'm going to move this list. So I go to the 3 buttons again, and I'm going to move this list, and I'm going to move them to templates. Okay, so this is where the training really gets good. This is the whole organization with my customers. Okay. So let's just say we've got Amanda here, and Amanda is interested. She comments on my social media, telling me how much she loves my before and after. I get into a private message conversation with her, tell her about my borrow baskets. Let's try to open this up. and maybe she doesn't bite right away. Okay, so in my template here, I'm gonna go okay. Oops. Okay, so I'm gonna copy this list, and I've got Amanda Garcia, and I might even write like where we were talking or what she's interested in the title here. So give it a second, but look, it copies this entire thing. So let me show you what I have in my VIP templates. So personal information, I like to keep track of their email. If they take my beauty quiz, these are all my onboarding templates. I've typed out some newsletters, and I like to send my VIPs appreciation. So this is a way to keep track of them. So I just take this whole template here and I just copy it. I put the customer's potential name in there, and then I'm just going to move her over to she is interested. Monate is the long game. What you do now is not going to benefit you right now. So having these building trust relationships that you're doing, this is going to be a relationship that I'm going to build, and hopefully Amanda's going to be my customer like 3 months from now or 6 months from now. So I know that she's interested, and say I've been messaging her. Okay. So when I go into my interested board, there's going to be all the people that I've talked to on social media. And I mean, like right now, it just seems ridiculous to have just one person in there. But when you look at my Trello board, I have like 30 people in there because there's a lot of people I'm building relationships with on social media. Okay, so then Amanda finally bites and she says, okay, I'm going to take your hair quiz. Perfect. I'm going to take those hair quiz results and I'm going to put them in this little information, because if Amanda signs up right now, that's great. But if she doesn't, say a year from now, she comes back to me and says, okay, I've been watching you post on social media for a year. I'm finally ready. I don't want to ask her to retake the hair quiz. I don't want to have to ask her all the same questions. Granted, her hair has probably changed, but I don't want to be like, oh, I don't remember you, or I don't remember what we talked about. Of course, I'm still going to ask her, do you still have the same concerns? But at least then I can reference back and say, okay, Amanda, it looks like back when you took my hair quiz last January, your hair was super frizzy. It was super long and thick, maybe a little bit oily scalp. Is that still your concern? Yes, no, maybe. And then you can kind of go back to that. Okay, so Amanda has taken my hair quiz. I have put together a borrow basket for her. I'm now going to move her over to borrow basket. You guys, when you have like 100 people underneath you and you constantly have like, I have 6 borrow baskets and they're out all the time. There is no way I can keep this in my brain. Who has what and when they're supposed to bring it back and who needs to be helped, who is interested. So this is just a really great way to keep track of all of that. So Amanda's had my borrow basket for a couple of weeks, and she has decided to sign up. So I can go back in and see who has all my borrow baskets. Wait for it. Okay, so now I've put in her email address. I've got all of her beauty quiz results. She's decided to sign up. Perfect. And she has decided that she is going to be a VIP because that is the best way to go. As a VIP, you're brand new, you know very little about the products, you know a little bit because you've done your borrow basket, but you still need to be onboarded and you still need to be touched and talked to and have close attention spent on you to make sure you're using the correct products, you're using them the right way. And so I'll keep my VIPs in this onboarded or needs help little bucket here until I feel like everything is good to go for them. All right, so she has purchased her products. I'm going to grab her email address and I'm going to open up the onboarding template here. And for me, I like to work smarter, not harder, like I said. So I keep a bunch of little things that I write out all the time, like a quick little breakdown. And then that way I can just copy this. Because this is, give or take, pretty much what I say to everybody. Because a lot of times when people are signing up, they're getting a shampoo, conditioner, and a styling product. So for me, my templates, I've got different ones. If they're new to Monat, if they're just going to get a borrow basket, I can send them this information. It's very basic information. Or if they sign up as a retail customer, they can get this email. I have this one here. If they're a VIP, I've got the product guide for down the road if somebody's like interested in knowing a little bit more about all the different products that we sell. And then of course a market partner. If they're going to sign up as a market partner for the discount, things are going to work a little bit differently than just being a typical VIP. So then I can say, okay, this VIP, I'm going to send her this guide. I also want her to join my Facebook group. And then I'm going to open up the link. So while this is loading, I have all of my templates are saved to Dropbox. And it makes it really easy because you can just put right in their email address. I can put in this little description in there, and then I can send it off to them. They get it as an email. They can refer back to it. It's really, really easy. There is a lot with Zoom that I don't use, so you definitely can go in here and play around. Some of the things that I like to do is, obviously you can add attachments. These are all attachments. They're really easy to do. You hit the attachment button, you can put in the link, you can label it, and that way you can say exactly what you want it to say. So I'm going to put in the link. I don't have a link to show you, but you can label it and it'll add it in there. You can edit the links if you want to change what it is that they say. You can do checklists. Like I've got a description here. I've got all my Dropbox links. I have a checklist here. I can write notes in here if I want to say something about maybe they don't love the products, or maybe track of what it is that they like or they don't like. I mean, a lot of this stuff obviously can go back into your back office and you can look at this information as well, but it's really handy to have it in here. Another thing that I like to do is, I'm a very visual person, and so I like to do pictures of people that I don't know very well. So if I'm meeting them on Facebook or if I'm meeting them at some sort of social gathering and I can't really always put a name to a face, I will add a picture of them on here. So I can upload a picture. And then that way when I'm looking at their, I'm going through, when you have like 30 to 50 different people in here, you can go through very easily and see who it is that you are working with. I don't know if I have any pictures saved in here. Let's see. Okay. So right now it's going to add in a picture that I had of one of my friends. Perfect. Okay, so it added her picture in here. What I actually like to do is I like to add it up in this top one. That way it shows it up at the very top here. But my internet is so slow, and you guys get the point that you can add a picture into any one of these, which is really neat. You can you can add people to your card. You can share these if you have templates in a team like I do. I share my stuff with my team. You can see how you can easily move people around. I also have a board called Cold Interest because unfortunately not everybody that you talk to about Monet is going to want to sign up. And if they don't sign up, but they're still giving me hope, I will move them to my flash sale board. If they have specifically said, no, stop talking to me, stop telling me about your amazing shampoo, if they tell me to stop reaching out, I do move them. I don't delete their information. I just move them to my cold interest. So see how you can put pictures into any one of these boards, which is really nice because sometimes I'm very visual, like I said, and so I have a lot of visual pictures that I have of like how to use certain products and things like that. And so you can add these pictures in that you're referring to often, which is really neat. So for whatever reason, my Dropbox is not pulling up my template, but that's all right. You can work Dropbox on your own. What's really nice is, so I've added this attachment. It's really easy to remove it. You can edit it. You can delete it. I'm constantly changing my templates and things. And so it's really nice to just be able to maneuver through this very easy. So once I've got her onboarded and I've worked with her, I'm going to move her to my VIP customer group. So that is a very, very simple breakdown of how I stay organized with Trello and how you can move the boards. You can change the background of all your boards. You can search within your boards. If you have somebody message you and you're like, oh, okay, Lisa is messaging me, but I don't really remember where I put her at or if she's even in here yet, you can just type it into the search bar and it will tell you exactly where they're at. The boards that you have viewed most recent are going to come up here, obviously, under the recently viewed. You can also star boards, so they stay up on top. So for me, I always have my templates one starred. And that way it shows it up on top. I get really detailed with my boards and I actually label the interest ones to being like interested as number 1, borrow basket number 2, needs onboarded number 3, and flash sale is number 4 to really keep them organized so I can follow it down. Let's see, what else? Under appreciation, oh, let's see, you can star it so it comes up on top. Under appreciation, what's really cool is I can keep track of when I send my customers cards or gift cards. So let's just say I sent her one on January 1st and I want to maybe send out something every quarter. At a very quick glance, when you've got people in here, you can see, oh, she got an appreciation. She hasn't, she has. You can go through and you kind of very quickly will see what it is that they have. Another thing that I do with my customers is, let's just say I've got Lisa Frank who's interested. And Lisa, she did my borrow basket. She is in love with the product, but she needs to wait until there's a really good flash sale. What I'm going to do is in the top here, I'm going to write what it is. Whoops, just deleted her name. I'm going to write what it is that she liked. And then when I'm going through my flash sale bucket, I can say like, okay, say the smoothing line is on sale. I can go through and quickly see everybody that is using the smoothing line. So I'm going to move her down to flash sale. And I love me a good flash sale. And so when we've got these guys, I'm not going to always message every single person, every single flash sale that we have, because we have so many different ones. And they change all the time. We get them so often. But at least if up on the title, I can very briefly write what it is maybe that's holding back. If it's money, if they just really want a good deal, if they want to wait until the oil is on sale, something like that, I can write that in there. And that way when I'm going through customers, because I probably have like 50 people in my flash sale board here, I can go through very quickly and see, very quickly what it is that they're interested in. All right, I'm going to wrap it up. I wanted to keep this short and sweet. I am available to answer any sort of questions if you want to find me on social media. I am Nikki Ryan Peters on Facebook. My private group is Keeping It Simple with Nikki. And you can find me on Instagram as well as Nikki Ryan Peters. If you have any questions, let me know. I hope this was super helpful for you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks so much.